Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Raka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this will be real quick, just covering some breaking news here. Now, this is being reported, as you can see, 7 minutes ago, 39 minutes ago, 34 minutes ago, where apparently, right, what's being reported is that Israel has attacked Iran's, let me click on the BBC one, Iran's major Iranian petrochemical site after Trump's infrastructure threat. So this is something that just happened, all right, according to what's being reported here. And it's interesting because it comes, we'll read some of this here, but it's interesting as it comes right. I mean, I think it was yesterday or so, Trump made that tweet about threatening them to open up the strait or he's going to blow up everything. And then he said the deadline was going to be Tuesday. But then Israel went ahead, according to them, and struck Iran's petrochemical site here just, recently. So let's see what we have here. Extent of damage still being investigated. And I'm sure more information is going to come out because this seems very fresh, very recent. The semi-official Tasnim news agency, citing a deputy Bushehr governor, has reported that the extent of the damage following the attack at the facilities is still being investigated. According to the news agency, a number of petrochemical production units have been damaged. No casualties have been reported. Yeah, it says here, Qad's statement on an Israeli attack on a petrochemical facility follows an earlier report from the Fars news agency that several explosions had been heard from the South Pars petrochemical plant in Asaluya. We will bring you more updates as we get them. Israel says it has attacked key Iranian petrochemical facility. Let's read a little bit of this here. So it's interesting because just as oil was rising right after Trump's threats, his tweet, so on and so forth, then it started to drop because of, I'm going to show you a headline on that, why. And then now, as markets are opening up, let's see, what ends up happening as more of this kind of news comes out. So it says Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, has released a statement saying they have struck a petrochemical facility in Iran. As he says, the IDF has been instructed to continue to attack Iranian infrastructure with all force. Do you think it's by coincidence they did that now? The IDF has now strongly attacked the largest petrochemical facility in Iran, located in Asaluya, if I'm pronouncing that right. He says, adding the facility produced around half of the country's petrochemicals. That is a lot. So depending on the extent of this damage, forget, we've been telling you, forget talks. I don't know why the markets still keep falling for this. The new attack follows an attack on another facility last week. Now, the two facilities, which together are responsible for about 85% of Iran's petrochemical exports, have been taken out of service and are not functioning. Now, this is from the Israeli defense minister. We'll hear what Iran has to say as time goes on today. I'm sure they're going to release more information later today. This is a severe economic blow worth tens of billions of dollars to the Iranian regime. The petrochemical industry is a major engine in financing the activities of the Revolutionary Guards and in building Iran's military power. The semi-official Tasnim news agency has in the last few moments reported that two petrochemical companies have been attacked. So we will see, how, once again, as more information comes out, how things progress. Now, the other headline that I wanted to show here is this, right? And this came out Monday. That's today, actually. U.S.-Iran mediators in ceasefire talks before promised catastrophic escalation. So Trump came out after his threats and said, oh, he believes that, a deal is definitely going to be reached, by like Monday or before the deadline, right? And so you have people that hear that, they see this, they're like, okay, maybe there's one last chance to salvage this and maybe come to some deal. Iran has already been saying they don't want a ceasefire. They want an end to the war. U.S. is like, yeah, we're not really. That's not in our plans. So just go with this for now, and let's call it a day. They're like, nah. So interestingly enough, as this apparent, or as they're saying, these mediators are in communication. Then you have Israel that goes ahead and does what they did just now. So you can see that it's not a coincidence. Okay, it's a matter of, well, on the surface level, okay, make it seem like they're negotiating, but really we're gonna put a stop to that. So maybe they wanted to go with that front. Maybe they didn't want to show it off as like, oh, we were negotiating and then we just suddenly stopped again. Oh, we'll just have Israel blow up, some of their petrochemical plant. That's bad. That's very bad. That's a very bad and major escalation to attack their petrochemical plant, which is, as we just read in that BBC headline, responsible for about what, half of the petrochemical products and so on and so forth. And as they've warned, don't what would happen if you attacked their infrastructure or their energy. And Trump just said he threatened to hit their he said what, bridges and their power plants. Basically, his words were he's going to blow everything up. So this is interesting indeed, right? And like I said, the ripple effects will definitely be felt. So let's read a little bit of this here. U.S. Iran mediators in ceasefire talks before promised catastrophic escalation. Well, guess what? Israel already went and took the lead on that. So a Sunday night Axios report on a U.S. proposed 45-day ceasefire has by Monday morning been rejected by Iran. So even if they did have the talks, wasn't really going to do anything, right? Diplomatic talks are absolutely incompatible with ultimatums, crimes, and threats to commit war crimes, the foreign minister said, or foreign ministry said. Another extension of what had been a 10-day deadline for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz, a deadline that was initially set to expire on Monday evening. Now Trump says Iran has until 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Well, it seems like Israel had other plans. Trump warned Iran on Easter Sunday to, quote unquote, his words, open the effing street or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. That's it's psychological warfare, okay? But it's interesting. All right, it's interesting to even post something like that. So this is what was going on. Now, people hear this, right? They hear let me actually see this part here. Fresh Axios report of U.S. proposed 45-day ceasefire. They see that and they're like, oh, nice. It's this is good. Maybe there's some hope. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. With a potential globally catastrophic escalation looming on Tuesday, Middle East mediators are communicating with Iran and the United States about a proposed 45-day ceasefire, Axios reported Sunday evening. So how's that going to change amidst what just happened? The ceasefire is being positioned as the first of a two-phased deal, with the second phase being a negotiated permanent end to the war that Israel and the United States started with a surprise attack on February 28th amid ongoing negotiations. So they're letting you know, at least based on their actions, they're saying it, but they don't want to end the war. That's why whenever it looks like they're trying to, calm down or do something, either the U.S. will do something or Israel will do something, okay, to keep the fire going. Just as it looks like it's going down, they'll pour some more gasoline on that. Because they didn't start it for no reason, and they damn sure do not want to end it. Why do you think the first thing they're trying to go for, at least they're saying that they're trying to go for, is a ceasefire? Why not just why a two-phase? Why not just end the war? Why not just put an end to it? Why not stop? Because how are they going to get the oil? As Trump said, So I'm not going to read the whole entire thing here, but oh, okay, this is a good one right here. Iran leveling up. They released a video threatening to strike a 1GW Stargate AI data center in the UAE. Right, the data center is hidden on Google Maps. They even shown that. Interesting, and they mentioned they would attack OpenAI's infrastructure too. Over there. So let's see what happens. Right, like I said, this right here, what you're seeing here, this is a problem. This is gonna cause some issues. So we'll see, how it goes, but there's a lot going on, and the Lord is really in control of it all, right? Psalms 119 and 126. It is time for thee to work, Lord, for they have made void thy law. So the Lord is working. We just gotta keep on watching, as the scriptures say, because things are happening daily. You go to sleep, things are happening. You wake up, things are happening. It's just constant, constant, constant. So keep watching, keep praying, and keep your eyes open for sure. So with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying and informative to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachak Kodesh. And until next time, Shalom.